Amplify Daily number 64. Gratitude at all times, especially when you're in moments where you can't think of a thing that you really feel thankful about. So I'm on Instagram a few days ago, and a buddy of mine sends me a DM of a little snippet from one of my posts, this reel right here. And in this little note, he says, "Man, I really felt this one. This one really resonated with me, man." And I knew why, right? The last year and a half or so, my friend has really, really been going through it personally, professionally, just really dealing with some stuff right now. And um, in this note, in this particular clip right here, what I'm talking about is when I was in foreclosure. Years ago, I was 30 years old, and I bought my dream house. It's a beautiful new construction condo. Bought it for like maybe 350 grand, something like that. It's my money. So proud. And that place is, I think, 4 bedroom, 3.5 bath, 3,000 square feet duplex condo. Just beautiful inside and out. And I had made all the selections of all the little details in the place. It was mine. It was something I could be proud of. And then one day it was gone, you know. And my friend is going through some very similar circumstances right now at a moment in time where he just never would have expected to be here now. And it's tough for him. And I sent him, in my response back, I sent him a quick note. And, what that note said to him was basically that I live from a, a very simple acronym, EWIMBY. And this is something he and I have discussed before. EWIMBI, EWIMBY. And that stands for everything works in my best interest. And what that means is, for me, I'm not a religious person, but I'm a very faithful person. I do believe that there is a higher power that is at all times conspiring for my greatest good. And if I truly believe that, those are loaded words. Everything works in my best interest. Because what I'm really saying is there is no good, there is no bad, there's just what's happening. And what's happening is working toward my greatest good. Boy, that's something to say. Because that means that things that may feel traumatic, things that may feel sad, things that I couldn't in a million years understand, why me? That means that I've anchored myself not in truth, but in a perspective, a chosen paradigm, that this is happening by design, that this struggle is by design, and it's part of my story. It's part of my journey. And it's there because it's going to help me step into something that I might not understand, but it's for me. And that's a heck of a perspective to live from. It's inspiring, but it's also challenging, because who wants to be in the middle of something that feels awful and try to find the space to say to themselves, to choose for themselves, that this struggle is by design. This struggle is for me, and give thanks, have gratitude in the midst of the storm, have gratitude in the midst of the challenge. I know a lot of people uh, who are very religious folks, who are Christians, whatever denomination, and they struggle. They struggle in the midst of the storm. They struggle in the midst of chaos to try to understand, right? To understand why, to accept. Whereas for me, inside of that simple acronym, everything works in my best interest. Again, it's a chosen paradigm. Inside of that simple chosen paradigm, I can accept that this struggle is for me, and it's okay. I may not like it, it may not feel good, but it is part of my story. It's part of my journey. I accept and I look for the lesson in it as opposed to struggling against it, debating with reality why. I just look for the lesson. I look for the growth opportunity. And that has served me and continues to serve me. And when I share this perspective with people who are in a place where they can hear it, it really does make a difference for them too. It certainly has made a difference for my friend. And he's not the first one. I share that with you today because my hope is that as you deal with the things that you're going to deal with, which we are all going to have struggle, we are all going to have trauma, we are all going to have pain, we are all going to have heartbreak. Such is the nature of life if you're living it. If you're alive, if you are in the thick of it, you're going to have some stuff to deal with. And if you have a functional, foundational paradigm that gives you space to stand powerfully in the face of the things that don't feel good, the things that it's hard to wake up in the morning when you're dealing with them, makes things just a little bit easier. So with that said, E. Wimby, everything works in my best interest. And I hope that as you have your struggle, because you will, we all will, hope that for you, those 6 little words can provide a little bit of space, a little bit of clarity, and an opportunity to find gratitude for the storm in the middle of the storm. Amplify Daily.